Hi friends, happy Thursday. Welcome back to our Read Aloud for today. Today for our Read Aloud, we are going to continue practicing looking at our story elements in a fictional text. So we have another gingerbread story. This one is a Jan Brett story. This author and illustrator is very well known. She's won some awards for her books, for the words that she writes and the pictures she draws in her books. So this is a really good one. When we're finished, we're going to talk about the story element that we saw throughout the book. The characters, the setting, the problem, and solution. So let's go ahead and get started. You'll notice all of the colorful details in Jan Brett's books too. Throughout her books, she has windows in the pages that give you a little clue about what you're going to see next or something that has happened in the story. So this is Gingerbread Christmas by Jan Brett. You can see the little gingerbread man here, our first character. Here's our title page, Gingerbread Christmas. Here's our first illustration. You can see a little boy here who's walking in the snow. And here's where our story begins. Everyone in the village is talking about the Christmas festival. Maddie told the gingerbread baby. I can sing in my gingerbread band, the gingerbread baby sang out. Maddie laughed. But you don't have a band. Then Maddie had an idea. Gingerbread baby, practice your best song. I think I can help. And he hurried off to fetch the old cookbook. So now we have a character, Maddie, who's a person, and the gingerbread baby, who's a cookie, a thing. In no time, Maddie had mixed the ingredients, rolled out the dough, and popped the gingerbread into the oven. Bake a full 8 minutes, the cookbook read. Do not peek. Tick tock tick. 6 minutes went by. Maddie peeked, and out of the oven came the musical instruments all made of gingerbread. So he didn't follow the directions, and oh no, again, some gingerbread cookies hopped out. This time it's the instruments he made for baby, the gingerbread baby. They danced onto the table, playing as they went. The instruments clamored to perform then and there, but Maddie toned them out. First, you need some frosting, Maddie said. Then we'll be off to the village. So they didn't run far. They were able to catch them and put some icing on them. The gingerbread baby was first in line, practicing his singing as he went. Do, re, mi. Then came the gingerbread band. A violin, cello, double bass, French horn, clarinet, and trumpet, tooting and zooming to the beat of the big bass drum. They bounced along, playing a march with the gingerbread baby leading the way. So you can see them all back here playing their tunes. Down in the village, the gingerbread baby and all the gingerbread instruments strutted on stage and began to play. The villages appeared from up the street, down the street, and out their doors. Wild animals peered through the trees. Look at those instruments playing a tune, a boy sang out. And a snappy one at that, a girl said, tapping her foot. The gingerbread band played so sweetly that everyone just had to dance. The gingerbread baby saw the animals inch closer. Aha, he thought, I have just the music for them. And he struck up the wild animals' waltz. The instruments played faster and faster. No one was left standing still. In the middle of the festivities, little Aunt Sophie stepped in closer. I think those instruments are really cookies, she announced. So I want one. Everyone stared at the stage thinking, I want a piece of gingerbread for myself. Uh-oh, what do you think they want to do? Dun, dun, dun. Maybe eat it. To distract them, the gingerbread baby began singing a beautiful song. Stars twinkle, twinkle in the night, silver trees and snow delight. Hand in hand we twirl around, twirling to the magic sound. The villagers were spellbound. Nobody noticed the instruments behind them quickly leaving the stage. Why do you think they're leaving? So they don't get eaten by all those people, right? Ooh. Backstage, Maddie knew that the jig was up. He made a plan to hide the gingerbread band. Ooh, what's he doing to hide the gingerbread man? Where did all those snowmen come from? While the gingerbread baby was singing, he scooped up the snow and did a little magic where no one could see. When the gingerbread baby saw the gingerbread instruments were safe, he changed his tune. I'm the gingerbread baby, just try to catch me. Look all around, but you'll never guess where I'll be. And he did a backflip off the stage where Maddie was waiting. So there he goes. The gingerbread baby zigged and zagged. Catch him, a boy yelled. We want the rascally baby, a girl called out. He's headed towards the big Christmas tree. And then all of a sudden, he disappeared. So look at all of the village people chasing the gingerbread baby. The instruments were well disguised, but the gingerbread baby had a plan, right? The villagers looked and looked, but the gingerbread baby had vanished into thin air, and the gingerbread instruments were nowhere to be seen. We'll never forget the sweet sounds of the gingerbread band, the villagers consoled themselves, and Maddie waved goodbye. Look who he has on his sled there. All of the instruments disguised as snowmen. Now, not far away, the gingerbread baby was hiding. It was the hardest thing he ever had to do. The gingerbread baby was thinking, I must be absolutely quiet. I must be perfectly still. Can you see him on the tree pretending to be an ornament? He's right here. Sneaky gingerbread baby. And if Aunt Sophie heard a tiny voice singing after everyone had gone home, she never told anyone. Such a great story. At the very, very end on the back cover, you can see all of the instruments disguised in their snowman costumes there. So our characters in our story, well, first we have the gingerbread baby, all right, a B for baby. And then we had Maddie, right, who made him, and the instruments. The instruments starts with an I. And then we had all of our villagers and Aunt Sophie. So there are quite a bit of characters in this story. The main character was the gingerbread baby, right? Where was the setting of our story? Did the setting start and end in the same space? No, the setting started at Maddie's house, right? So there's a house where Maddie and the gingerbread baby were talking, and that's where they created the instruments. And then they went down into the village. So there's a big tree down there. That's why I'm going to do that, and a stage. And in the village, that is where the gingerbread baby performed with the instruments. But the villagers realized, this is where the problem came in. The villagers realized, that's not just any instrument. Those instruments are made out of gingerbread cookies. So they wanted to eat them. I'll put a big old plate here to show that they wanted to eat them. And so to solve that problem, the gingerbread baby distracted them by singing another song, la 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 la. So I'll put some music notes here. And what else did they do to problem solve? What did Maddie do with the instruments? He turned them into snowmen, right? To disguise them. And how did the gingerbread baby get away? He ended up doing a backflip off the stage, and he went and disguised himself in the Christmas tree as an ornament, right? Very good. So there are several solutions to the problem. The characters work together. So without all four of these things, our story would just be boring, especially if it was just, well, a gingerbread baby had these instruments, and then people wanted to eat them. The end. That's not the greatest story. So all these details together make our story fun and exciting. Great job today, friends, with your read aloud. I will see you tomorrow for your last one.